Alright. Hello everybody, this is Aaron2u2 and I'll be playing a ROM hack of Zelda 2 called Resurrection of Ganon. Cantaloupe Me is here on comms with me. He has played through this and obviously you just saw his own expertise in Zelda 2, so it'd be much help. I'm just going to go ahead and start. So, ready here in 3, 2, 1, and go.
Okay, this ROM hack was made recently by GTM. It's definitely unique in a sense. There's a lot of things that go on. This is 100%, so we will be seeing him collect all the things. A few of the items are in different locations, and it looks like we're going to see one of them quite immediately.
Yes, I know this is not the fastest way to do this, and I'm going to make sure everybody can see everything that I'm doing.
Yep.
Oops.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to need to. I mean, yeah. And right here's your candle. You would think, why is the candle here? It took me forever to find that thing. GTM hid that so well. It's in the open.
So,
okay, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, the pathing I'm taking here is meant to dodge as many encounters as possible. I don't have a lot of encounter skips planned into the routing yet, but that's about it. Just die.
He's still only at 111, which, you know, a lot of enemies in this area, things will deal massive damage to you. Just like that.
Yeah, this is a bad start.
It's a marathon. We're supposed to have fun with it. That's what we're going to do.
All right. There's a lot of places where deaths will not mean a lot. I should be okay, assuming I don't go too crazy here at the beginning. Little baby stabs.
Stabs are stabs.
Yep.
Whether it's a baby stab or a attacking stab, it still deals the same amount of damage.
Yep.
So the overworld map isn't changed that much. The basis behind this ROM hack, it's after the events of Zelda 2 and Ganon was resurrected. So there's some changes, but as you can see, the general map layout is very identical to vanilla Zelda 2.
Gonna duck in here real quick. Oh, come on. I think I'm nervously sword canceling all of my attacks right now.
How did that feel?
Feels great.
Oh yeah, it feels wonderful. But yeah, as Yuna said, definitely recognizable. If like the game went the earlier run, you'll see, it's like a lot of the rooms will remain unchanged. Some of the enemies will be different, of course. And so you can see right here, this there usually isn't a Gorilla right here. But there's some custom changes as well. Spell-wise, there's a new spell. We'll cover that when we get to it. Kill?
Actually want that. Yep.
Yep. Now, if I recall, do you lose XP when you game over in this?
You do not. That was,
okay.
I think GTM said that was something he asked CF for to add, and is the person who makes the editor that people who make ROM hacks generally use for this.
Definitely a plus right there for us. Oh look, the hammer's not here. It's a key. Why is there a key where the hammer was? You would think if this is like basically after Zelda 2, Link would have just kept all of his daggone items, but no, he lost them all immediately after the battle with Shadow Link.
Yeah. So usually a Mew there that it's somewhat predictable, the bits, and you will see a lot more of bits in this game than you will in the original. That they tend to act in a little bit more aggressive manner than what you might used to. So you'll see me occasionally be really kind of scared of them because they can knock you into things.
Yeah, they are the worst enemy in Zelda 2. More speedrunners of Zelda 2 have died to those little blue pieces of blankety blank blank than they have to Thunderbird. So, we're going through Death Mountain backwards. But there's a reason for that. There's always a reason for everything.
Yeah. It's more fun this way.
Yeah, it's definitely a take on because it's something you normally wouldn't do, and it's a good drop.
Yeah, I have a feeling that if this run were to become popular, that bag would be a reset point. Okay.
Ooh.
Thought I was going to bite it, but we survived, at least for a little bit longer.
We'll get another room in.
Nope.
That's
Alright.
fine.
Should be fine.
Oh, yes. Life 3 is pretty sufficient to survive in here.
Sorry, I was telling myself I needed to stop groaning every time I mishit something for the marathon, but you'll probably still hear it a lot.
And that shows passion in what you do. There's nothing wrong with that. There's our attack 3. That's going to make things a lot less painful.
Yeah,
Be a
really,
lot easier than a root canal.
Really, that's the main hope, and I screwed up the leveling a little bit. I shouldn't have taken Life 3 when I did, just because I was getting a heal anyway. Basically, all the life levels are taken to get heals through Death Mountain. But
from where you don't lose XP, it's really not going to hurt you that bad.
Right. No, this is where I would normally end leveling wise anyway. Skip that. Oh, come on. I expected them to do something different there.
Now, the reason why we went all backwards will be apparent soon. And you would see this immediately if you,
Got it.
you kill. If you tried to do the traditional route through Death Mountain. That's why you need the key. Ooh! Ooh!
Like I said,
That
I'm
was
being...
spicy.
And shoot, that's a big one. So that's not planned, by the way. So what that means is I'm going to have to go all the way back. And it's still fastest to go the exact same route I did. Yeah. So, that's okay. I will just let you know that my estimate is almost 20 minutes above my best time for this. So hopefully that won't be a problem.
It shouldn't be. Zelda 2 is just brutal all the way around. No matter how you shape it, there's no easy way to play this game. And
Look in here. Whoops. Walked right past the road. Oh, I jumped right onto him. One of the good things that will happen as a result of this is I should not have to worry about leveling, which is a concern at times with this.
Yep.
Since you would think with the experience rolling over it wouldn't be a problem, but it actually is. It's my endgame levels are 7, 5, 6. And that's going out of my way to get experience here or there.
now, while we're walking back through this, how do you pronounce that properly? The next game you're doing, since I butchered it.
The Magic of Scheherazade.
Scheherazade. Okay, gotcha.
Yes, Scheherazade. It's a very fun hybrid game for the NES that not a lot of people play. I think there's a couple of really intimidating points. So, as you can tell, though, I'm not too concerned about failing dramatically in marathons. So, Oh, come on. There we go. I guess these guys are worth killing now that they aren't 2 hits. And I'm still going to try to maintain the leveling that I want to take, even though it's more about getting magic 4 by a specific point. That's the most important thing that happens here. Everything else is just trying to, normally boost attack because attack makes everything easier. And then, but I do need magic 4 at one specific point, and I will let you know why when it happens.
Now, another thing with Zelda 2 ROM hacks that's traditionally done, at least in a lot of them I've seen and played, the fairy spell, it really breaks the game. However, people like to make ROM hacks and make fairy either very late in the game or very expensive to cast.
And this game does a little bit of that. It's not too crazy. I don't need that. But you shouldn't expect to see me get fairy anytime soon.
But said earlier, we will see a new spell that has never been before seen in normal Zelda 2. Now, it's available in the randomizer by Dig Shake, and it's nifty, but no spoiler. You'll see it when we get it, and it will be utilized, and it's nifty.
Oops. Yeah, I will tell you, a lot of what is going on right now I could have avoided if I didn't route something later, which I do for a 10-second time save. But it makes this whole part easier. So there's a few safeties I've routed in, but there were a few I didn't. I usually don't have much of a problem with Death Mountain, but I think I got off to such a rocky start that it kind of
well, that happens in a mountain. There's a lot of rocks.
Yeah.
Oh, that bot.
There we go.
Yep. And that is why we had to take the back door into Death Mountain, to get the hammer.
Yes.
You're not going to get it the other way.
And this is kind of fun.
Whoa.
Yeah. Somebody built a bridge in this town, so now I don't have to walk the entire 3 screens.
Now, all the spells, if I'm not mistaken, are free. You don't need any item to get them, correct?
With one exception, yes.
Okay, one exception.
Yeah. That exception does happen to be the fairy spell. It's gated.
Of course.
So.
Of course.
But that's okay. We don't... It's more fun to not cast it. So, we're seeing the first up A here. And, alright. One of the fun things about having experience carryover is every time I up A, if I have a decent amount left over, I have to cancel the menus again. So, and now we are heading to P1. I'm generally going to refer to things by the numerical order, even though we do not do the palaces exactly in the same order here. There's
Correct.
a slight change. Let's see if I can do this. Nope, I messed up the timing.
Forest encounters are a pain. They'll spawn like one tile or a tile and a half in front of you, and then you gotta react. This is why he got the hammer, so he could get to Palace 1. Now, Palace 1 is in ruins, as in most of Hyrule, so that's why the rock covered it, I guess, and fast elevators, thank you for that.
Yes, thank you, G.
Very nice aesthetics here with the grass growing up through the floor and everything.
And alright.
Attack 4.
That's the last attack level we're going to get for a little while. And now it's basically a spam on magic levels.
Yep. Magic is your best friend in Zelda games.
No, just try to hit that guy on the way out.
But, if anybody's ever looking for a good beginner ROM hack into Zelda 2, I would recommend this one. It's actually quite It's quite beginner friendly. It really is. It's still difficult, but there's a lot of other harder hacks out there. Winter Solstice, Shadow of Night, Halloween Escapades, which is pretty much a Kaizo hack. That thing was fun.
Yeah, I what attracted me to this was that it didn't look like it was too much more difficult than the normal game. I describe it as about 25 to 30% more difficult. I haven't ran the calculations on that recently though.
There's a couple WTF moments in this for sure.
Right. Oh, come on.
Wow.
That
was good.
Yeah, I hadn't done that before.
Hey.
Here's a fun thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I've seen people. Oh, look, you went through a wall. What a shortcut.
Yes. By doing that, I'm skipping a blue iron knuckle that, whoops, forgot about that, that is positioned along the pathway on the top end. I won't bother to show it to you, but just trust me that it's there.
I didn't know about that shortcut there, so yeah, I had to deal with that iron knuckle.
It tries to hint at it a little bit with the guy walking through the wall. Most of the secrets are hinted at a bit.
I never noticed that with the 10 suit coming through the wall. I never noticed that. Wow, I was today years old when I learned that too.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Chad, if you want to keep a counter, that is the first blue iron knuckle that I've skipped. Will not be the last. I do not consider myself to be extremely proficient in the combat in Zelda 2. I'm obviously not nobody, but I've watched enough randomizer and people like Cantaloupe here play to know that where I stand on that. So things like fighting blue IKs at low attack levels do not interest me. But it's not too bad, don't worry. There's no, in fact, this could be a beginner's guide to show you how to not fight them. Oh, that's right. Watch how I fight this guy. I forgot about this.
Yep.
This is... I figure I'm on camera, yeah. So you see that I'm not paying much attention to the game, but really just like that. Oh, come on, jump. And usually I am hoping to get attack 4 by the end of this palace to end 413. So,
oh look, no horse. Where's Horsehead at?
Okay, this guy's getting be a pain in my butt. Alright. Oops. So we got a magic jar, and we are done with P1.
Now, if those were paying attention, there was no boss. Well, you killed Horsehead before. So, we don't need to kill him again. So, the idea, we need magic containers. So, if you can catch on to the theme, we're going to be seeing quite a few of them in the palaces.
Mm-hmm. I think I would normally get life 4 next, but since I'm out of order, I might just go straight to attack 5. Because, more attack is more time save. No, never mind. I don't need to play it aggressive. Let's just be safe.
Stick to the plan.
Yeah, just wording all this stuff out loud. So GTM did give us fast elevators, but he did not give us fast text.
No, and he gave us extra text boxes.
Yes.
And now you have the ability to get very high.
Yes, which we will need to do to get through P2.
And we mean jumping.
Mm-hmm. This is another part, the candle and the jump spell optimally could be routed later to save time, but I haven't been able to survive P2 without the jump spell yet, so we're just gonna go with that for now. I think I could have made that.
And if you notice, there's another way into P2 if you wanted to take it. So, but you still need the hammer either way.
I'm gonna get killed by the bot. The doorway.
That bot was mean. That bot really wanted to touch you.
Yeah, well, I would say it's okay, but I'm a little nervous about it, to be honest. I don't like that sort of bot play. So there's a bit of a theme with every palace in this game. This is the underwater palace, more or less. And we're just gonna wait on him.
If Zelda 2 had a water world, this would be it, a water palace.
It's actually good that I did not get that guy to disappear, because if I did... Oh, I still got hit. I was gonna say, if I did, then it respawns and comes right at your face when you walk by.
Just like that.
Yes. Well, I should have been able to dodge that. I just got really aggressive about it. So, optimally, yeah, optimally, that's a great place to death warp. But I'm going to not take that in this palace. You know, contrary to how it might seem, Death Mountain is usually an easy portion for me. What's coming up is the most difficult part of the run, I think. So if I had beams here, I have a strategy for this, but since I don't...
Oh yeah. Moves.
We're just gonna wait.
Moves without downstab are nasty.
Alright, yeah, and I could have got downstab, but again, optimally better to wait. Plus, I do not like to use downstab on those bridges. You can imagine why. Oops. Just talking about downstab and I forgot I didn't have it. So, this is blue IK number 2.
Bye.
See you later.
Now, if you've noticed, the music is quite banging. It was created by BitGlass2, BGT, if I'm not mistaken, and he did an amazing job with the soundtrack in this game. Absolutely. Lots of good themes.
Yes. You know what? We're gonna go this way. Benevolent GTM gave us a fairy right there. I think I'm required to call him that.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll take this.
He is a merciful god in this at times. Keyword at times.
So, this room is often called the middle finger room, due to the blocks liking to put a really big spike right in the center. He kind of went with that motif a bit there.
Oh yeah, funny you said that. I was doing a run of Deathless earlier this morning, and I actually got the middle finger doom block pattern, and it killed the run, so yes.
I think I saw that, actually. I was lurking while I was practicing. So, this is blue IK number 3 that I am choosing to not fight.
I did not see a blue IK there. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, crap. Alright, so yeah, the next level should be attack 5, which will help out a ton in the next palace. Until I get it, I'm going to be a little bit weak. But there's a bit of an interlude, and I don't want to get ahead of myself, because I haven't quite finished this one yet. But if you do know anything about Zelda 2, there's overworld, there's towns, and there's palaces. And everything is one or the other.
Yeah, downstab takes priority over the swing, so you can actually hit down repeatedly as you're stabbing, and it's called a jackhammer, you can kill enemies really quickly. So yeah, it will cancel your sword attack. Let's grab.
Thank you. And again, just note that I'm skipping a lot of stuff. I think with one exception, I do not get any experienced P-bags laying around the overworld. That can help out a lot, especially considering that your experience stays. However, I will grab almost every one of them that I see along the way, inside of palaces.
Yeah, when I was playing this hack, I didn't know you could walk over one-tile gaps, and I just stood there puzzled on that for a while.
Oops. getting a little excited and hitting the attack button before the jump button, and anyone who knows Z2 knows how effective that is. Oh, come on, come here. There we go. There's IK number 4 that I'm choosing not to fight. And
Now, the technique he's using to jump over these enemies, it's called a neutral jump. Now, enemies can read your movement. So if you're trying to jump over an enemy, you keep your momentum if you release off the directional pad, so that's what you want to do as you're jumping over, and the enemy will not move toward or away, just pretty much stand still a little bit. So that's how he's getting over those iron knuckles without them following.
you know what? I'll take that. And so you'll see, if you know regular Zelda 2, this is the Medicine Cave. I just finished a palace, and normally I'll up A out of them, but it's a little bit faster to do this after P2 than it is to come back to it out of nowhere, or from the start of the game, or from anywhere else.
And also, it's a good chance to get a little extra XP for you.
And now, that's the P2 segment. So, ooh, I'm gonna have to skip those quite a bit now. The next segment of the run is a lot of towns and a lot of overworld. So, this will give you an opportunity to study my particular encounter skips that I have on the overworld as I go to town after town. And I postpone everything till everything you're gonna see up here is something I could have taken earlier, but I didn't, because it's faster for me to get it after I get upstab, more or less. So as anybody knows, I'm a big fan of upstab, and I like upstab more than downstab. I don't think that's the common feeling, but so of course I'm going to go get upstab before I get downstab, since I can.
Well, you have to be an upstabbing citizen.
Nice. Alright, let's go ahead and... Ah!
Wow, those levers wanted some.
Alright, I was trying to set up the manip on that screen. It's the exact same manip that we would do in all keys.
Oh, not much. Thanks for asking, Salah. Well played.
So, it doesn't matter if I die here. I mean, it's time loss, so it's dumb, but I'll be up-Aing very soon, because there's not really any reason to leave this town to go anywhere. Oops. I also forgot that that wasn't the, oh, I didn't need the health, but there you go, that'll...
Yeah, that shows what that does.
Yes. There you go, now you all know that there are heals in towns. They're just a little hidden.
They do both at once. All fairies will revive magic and life, right?
Yep. There's considering there's no heal ladies or magic people, that's the only way to heal. So now we have upstab, so we can beat the game. Hey, the bat just let me show it off. Thank you, bat.
Your upstab only works as you're going up in your jump. Once you get to the apex of your jump, the stab goes away. So you can't use it like you can down stab, but it's still useful for doing things.
So, and the reason why I pushed Magic 4, or the reason why I even have Magic at this point, because I mean, jump is nice, but it's not that big of a deal. Jump is actually pretty expensive throughout the course of this, but now we are getting the dash spell.
Yes, the dash spell is the new spell we mentioned earlier. It's taking place of reflect, because we don't need it.
And I'll get to show it off to you here in a little bit.
Yeah, and dash does exactly what dash says. It makes you dash.
So now I'm going back and getting all of the stuff that I did not get earlier, because it's a lot faster to go through towns this way.
Yep.
And Magic 4, at Magic 4, dash is 1 full bar of magic, which lets me cast it 3 times.
Yeah, it's a very, very useful thing to speed up the game.
Alright.
And that's your shield spell.
Yes. It's actually a very juiced shield spell in that it's shield and reflect combined, which is extremely useful in Death Mountain.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, you won't be going back there though.
No. Yeah, I managed to push that back, even though it's about a 10-second time save, and it probably would have saved that game over. So that's me being a little crazy. Ooh.
That's why dash was needed.
Notice,
So,
yeah, you got to
go
see a
ahead.
little bit of an additional effect of dash too. Is not only do you move faster, you jump further, and that lets you skip over that hole there. And I will use it at least one other time for something similar. And now we have down stab, which I guess we had to get. And you will not see me cast dash on the main screen here. There's a few reasons. One, it's kind of a waste of magic because it's a short screen, but it also messes up the manip coming out of the town, and I don't feel like having to learn a different one just to cast dash, so.
Yeah, this is almost akin, like if you could do like the left plus right stuff as the task does, even though that goes way faster. This is about half that speed, I believe.
Yeah. Well, that's it for up Aing for a little while. Now we have to actually go and fight another palace. And this is a heads up, the next 2 palaces are quite long. They are...
And tricky.
Yes, long and tricky, and I will tell you that I've practiced them about 3 times as much as anything else. But
You got this.
I messed that up. Come on, there we go. I messed up the manip slightly. I let go of the button too early. Okay. Oh, good. Now we're in town here. I can't completely just spam the magic cast here for various reasons, but I have actually timed out the best places in this town to cast dash, and those were it.
It'd be cool if it's stacked and you could just go way, way fast.
Okay. Oh, speaking of that, something is going to come up here. You may want to avert your eyes a little bit from the screen, because you know that that thing that just shows up on the screen when you get magic or when you cast spells, the flashing. Oh wait, that's right, I go left here. I am going to do something that, if it works, will save about 3 seconds. But it's going to destroy your eyes, so pardon me.
See what you're doing.
Yes.
He did that to keep his magic full.
But it didn't matter because I ended up getting an encounter. So it works fine because if I don't get the encounter, but otherwise.
And you can
Sorry.
you can also kill. Oh, you can also kill the iguanas in this. In the regular version of this, they are immune to fire, but not now. I mean, immune to attacks but fire.
Oops. Bad angle on that one. The category that I set up is 100% NMG, which is the same as it is in regular Z2. Oh, cool. I usually eat an encounter there. I cast the spell too much. Actually, if for whatever reason, when you get the magic recovery, it shorts you by about 1 magic point. So I actually am 1 short right now, or I would have cast it there too. But what was I saying before? I forgot.
I don't remember either.
All right.
I'm old. I'm allowed to forget things.
Yeah. get that. So if I had the extra cast, I could have casted in this screen and saved 3 seconds. Like I said. There we go. We got the eye.
This is Hella 6.
There it is. Good. I wanted to kill that thing really bad. Yes, 100% NMG. That means things that are not considered major glitches are allowed, such as fairy feet and using fairies through doors. I will not be doing a lot of it, or if any of it, because I haven't really routed it that way, but it is an option. So the like the Wilson fence door there, or screen there where I cast dash, later I will have to go through it again and I will have the fairy spell, and I could possibly do it, but I probably won't, because fairy is fairly expensive compared to dash, and it's not that big of a time difference.
Now, this is something I did accidentally when I played through. I did come here pretty early and benefited from it, which you will see why shortly.
And, yep. So, yeah, G has made this palace slightly easier in some aspects. Like right there, I didn't have to cast jump to get over, or rely on some sort of... Oh, I forgot to cast dash here. Yeah, you'll see now a lot of the palaces involve me casting dash constantly, and that is on purpose. I need to be able to move fast to get through them quickly, because, you know, it's a speedrun. But also, this could also be called 3-tile jump palace, because there's a whole lot of them here. And it can be a bit rough, and I think I messed up my magic consumption a little bit. Yeah, so now I'm just going to take a death.
At least you got that one up.
Yep, and that's why I do, so I have a little bit more freedom. There we go. I killed the one guy, he dropped a bag. I needed a jar to be able to get through this part. There's still a hole there that still exists. So... go. I have to be cognizant of that, and it's not a jump I can hope to make on my own. I'm not that skilled.
Well, Keeper, there's actually a patch you can do to eliminate the flashing on the death screens at least, and the magic, I believe. There is a patch available for that.
There we go. So I'm gonna need a little bit of luck here, or a little bit of help to do the next thing I need to do. Because again, my magic consumption got a little ahead of myself, but it's okay. There are.
Blue jar coming up.
Yes, I really want that bag, but if this guy doesn't give me a jar, I probably don't need the experience, but I want to show it off. Oh, come on. Well, this works. Same thing. 500 experience bags. The bags start getting really thick about this point of the game.
That's the one time you want to take the pit. Now, we call that the Canadian pit. The reason why, or Canadian hole, made famous by several runners from Canada who fell in it a lot during their attempts.
Yes, and at this point I would start naming a bunch of Canadian speedrunners, but maybe we don't need to. But I'm the creator GTM is Canadian, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that might be why the Canada hole has value in this, since he's the one that made it.
Oh no, that's canon now.
Yep. And that's number 5, Blue IK. Or I guess that's 6. I forgot I skipped the one that was above. Except I skipped him twice, so does that count twice?
Sure.
I could have killed him, honestly. With attack 5, it's not too difficult, but I'm just gonna keep not doing it. I'm just gonna watch this guy for a minute. Okay. I could have used that jar too. It's alright. Optimally with this sort of magic, it would probably be a good idea to take a death abuse, but I'm not going to do anything like that till I get after the next room, which is very scary. So, you may remember in Vanilla, this is a fairy cast room, but I can't possibly have fairy at this point. So he made it a platforming room, and yeah, I'm going to take it real slow because I don't want to die. And
He could have made that worse. Those could have been bridge tiles to where they crumble instantly.
Oh gosh.
So,
which, honestly, yeah, that wouldn't have been too bad, but the bubble there, that bubble doesn't always spawn very nicely. And, yeah. So.
And then in Link 7's hack, that room's a thing. We'll just leave it at that. I won't spoil it, but if you want to play a really hard Z2, go for it. And
oh well, we'll just pretend like that guy doesn't exist now. I don't really need experience that bad. Obviously, don't have to kill those heads, and probably can do it better if you don't. But
you just gave him a headache. That's all you did. Popped on his head. Rang that helmet all the way through.
Yep. Alright. And... oh, still a Never Jar. Even if it's... it looks like it's the room right from P3, so that's what I think of. But I have there's sort of a backup. Hello there, and obviously I don't fight him. Because why would I fight any of the blue IKs? This room is much better with dash because you can just skip all of the shooting heads. They don't fire fast enough and you just fly right under them. And here's where it gets rough.
Oh really, Eunice? I gotta try that one then.
I have to go this way.
Yep.
So I get the key, and then I death abuse. And the, I don't know if I've mentioned before, I'm not very good at platformers, and this is the platforming level. Oh, I made it!
Ooh!
So again, this is normally a fairy room. You know what? I don't need him. We're almost done with this thing. I'm just getting out of here. And that is the third palace, which is actually P6.
Yep.
Alright. And leveling, we're actually ahead of schedule, which is how it probably should be for a while. It does allow me to skip something a little bit later, but I think the 4-minute time loss probably won't equal out to the 20-second time save. But that's okay. You won't be missing anything by me not showing you where one random 500 experience bag is. 2, 3. There we go.
Much better. That's harder than what it looks to do that on a down step. Most people like to do it on an up step, but down steps are a pain.
Just dip in the town to make sure I don't get this encounter here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking a bit of safety here, you will see in a second, because, like I said, this palace is also very scary to me, and I don't want to die. So... duplicate Link. And... you saw me cast Dash a few times in the last palace. It's gonna get a lot more here. There we go. Not here because it screws up this jump that I'm going to do. Oops.
See, when I first played this, I was like, oh no, it's going to be eco key required. You know, I was thinking that, and I saw these platforms. I was like, okay, once again, GTM, you are merciful.
Yes. You know what? Nope.
Yep. Good call.
This room is very important and very dangerous. So it's... I have to pretty much do it just like that.
Yeah, you want to keep those horse heads spawning. I forgot their proper name, but you want to keep them spawning right at the right time.
Go. Also, I may have forgot that because I usually take Magic 5 right about now and get a refill, but I already took it, so what's really unfortunate is it makes hallways like this so much more difficult.
You don't get that refill.
But, oops. So I just have to walk slowly instead of being able to zoom by. You really get spoiled by it after a while.
Yeah, no zoomies.
No zoomies. Oh, there we go. You'll see, whee! Actually, I shouldn't have cast that there.
No, yeah, I was going to say you should have done it here.
The reason why I would want to do it here is because it manipulates that ball to leave the screen, so it doesn't just keep hitting me from behind or whatever it wants to do. That bag up there is nice and everything, but I don't need it. It takes way too much time.
Just a little bit of digging.
No, we let that go. That's okay. Our no magic woes are gone. And there's another blue IK I'm skipping.
Nope, don't see it.
Yeah, usually that goes a little better. That one was rough, but the small count in this I always accidentally cast dash here, and I don't want to. Also,
yeah, we got some new enemies you do not see normally. Those are what, falling block sprites?
Yeah, basically a Z1 clone here. And now you can watch me do this the more optimal way, which is not casting dash. Also, don't randomly upstab because there's hidden blocks that I just did. Don't worry, we are not in panic mode yet. And another blue IK. Whoops. I wanted to get that. Normally this would be a place to heal. And hey, look, I just did a wall clip.
Wow, that was awesome. Frame perfect. With subpixel influencing like 3 times in a row there. That was nice.
Yeah, it's like you couldn't
Wow.
even tell what I was doing. Ha.
Bye.
Yep, yet another blue IK that I am not gonna fight. How many turns do I have? Okay, I'm still not in a really bad situation, which you'll see in a minute here. I mean, another wall clip, another blue IK.
That one was close. You almost missed it.
Yeah, it was a bit rough. Wish I still had another magic cast.
Yay. Wow.
So
Good dodgies.
I want that. Oh, come on. Here we go. Come on, I can't fight them. One more. Oh, no drop. There we go. It was very important that I get that drop. Normally, or ideally, my magic is a little bit better oriented, but I'm kind of all over the place right now with magic, so... See my somewhat frantic motions there. Come on. There we go.
Nice.
So, that's why I get 2 different extra turns. One outside the palace and one inside of it, because honestly, if I don't have my magic right there, if I screw it up like I did, the best thing to do is to die, then go in, get that, and then die again.
Yeah, because you have to have dash to make that jump, right?
You can do it with the jump spell. Anything you can do
okay.
with dash, you can do with jump, as long as the ceiling isn't too low.
Oh, right on.
I don't think there's any jumps that you have to have dash and jump for. But it could be fun to try. Actually, there is a place where I do cast both of those. We'll see it here in a minute. That bag's pretty optional. Or these guys. And we got the medicine. They were just... Oh, shoot. Alright, now things are going to be a little rough, because I'm on my last turn. And Cantaloupe, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay.
I'm just letting you concentrate since it's your last life.
Yeah, I have to be a bit careful. I'm going to skip something that I would normally get because of that. Oof. Normally, I would go out of my way to get that bag because it's a 500 bag, but I'm already ahead of experience and it's a little risky. So instead, grab this. I'm gonna cast life. I think is that the first life cast I've done?
Yarp.
And I'm gonna walk this, just to be careful. Oops. And for pure safety, we got dash and jump going, because this key is a death trap. Oh shoot.
Mobs are not fun in this room.
Maybe I'll die anyway. Well. It's probably safer for me to do this than to try to walk it slowly. And crap. That was the bad one there, so now we get to go back and do this again. So, and a lot of what makes this difficult is just the little platforming elements that I messed up on, usually by casting dash and going a little too fast. But it'll go a little bit faster going back because a lot of P5 is backtracking. I don't have to do that. Just dip in here. Ganon came back, we lose. It kind of feels that way, doesn't it?
Yeah, Ganon likes to spoil the party.
So. But yeah, we're gonna just rush straight to the end now. We were one screen away from the end of the palace. Oops. Although I would still have to do something there. So again, experience-wise, we're gonna be fine. Oh, that's right, I didn't want to cast it here. That's alright. There's our jar. Go through there. You know, I could have got Fairy and come back. Could have rerouted that. Oh gosh. These are a bit rough for me. I always have to remember when I come in that the oh, what are they called there?
Magos.
Well, the Magos are actually worth less experience in this, so there's not much reason to ever fight them, especially because you're at a weaker attack level. Like, it's just kind of less appealing. But that was the one I was trying to talk about, but I can't remember now. So it might have been a good idea to take Life 5. It's... Oh, I forgot about the magic pot that was there. Oh.
Well, you can take Life 5 here in just a second.
Well, now I don't need to worry about that. So most of the really dangerous rooms are gone. You know what? I'm just talking about that. I'm going to end up dying again. So, assuming that jar is still here, we're not going to do anything risky here. There we go. Oh, there we go. Life 5. We'll just take dash then. Get our jar again.
Yeah, that's why I was saying Life 5, because it was coming right up.
Yep. And we despawned the third guy somehow. Not exactly sure what I do that happens, but it does happen occasionally.
And the jar drop could have had something to do with it.
Yeah.
Yep, we're almost back to where we were.
Yep, the palace is considerably less big. The routing tries to minimize it, but unfortunately you can't get here before you get the magic key. And as a result, you still have to go all over the place for random keys. I'm just going to ignore him. And we'll walk through this.
Yeah, it's like there's some variants you can do on routing, but for the most part, there is a lot of this game just being linear.
Yep. And now, we're going to try to get through that the way we should have the first time.
First try!
There we go. And like Palace 2, we're not done yet. There's something else routed in right after here to save time. And there's a nice little walk here. Doesn't exist in the regular one. And now we're in Casino. And that's right, I don't need to go in there. Never mind.
Yeah, it'd be nice if that walk existed in vanilla.
Sorry, I just decided to flash the screen without letting anybody know. That's the other place where that's useful. Because I have to cast Spell, and Spell at Magic 5 still hits pretty hard.
Yep. Now you get to spell.
Spell.
S-P-E-L-L.
You know, in different ROM hacks and things like that, you can kind of tell what the creators like and they don't like. And by the cost of spell in this game, I get the feeling that GTM really does not like the spell. There we go. Did a speedy flying backwards jump. And this ends the P5 segment.
So, there's one early palace we haven't seen yet. P3.
Yeah, we've had to dodge that one for various reasons.
Mm-hmm.
I will not show exactly why, because I'd be going out of my way quite a bit. But we still have one more thing to do before that.
Yep, and since you got the potion of life, we can get the fairy spell.
Yep. It's actually blocked, and it's the only thing in the game, the only spell in the game that you can't just get when you get to the town, unfortunately. Or fortunately, depending on how you feel about the spell.
And Therefore, that's one time where GTM was not merciful.
And you might be thinking, oh, there's someone that's alive. And nope, not alive.
It's a ghost that lets you in.
Yes. And so now we have almost everything.
Yep, missing one spell and a couple magic containers, and that's about, and a heart container.
Yep.
And a couple items, I think. Yeah, there's one item, but we'll get to that later.
Mm-hmm. So we are going to what is normally P3, and I want to go right here, I think, for this encounter. What should be an encounter skip. We'll see. Come on.
Now, King's Tomb is normally a free square in the US version, but it's not here.
Oh, come on. No, it actually is.
Oh, it still is? Okay,
it's just a little too far away for me to do what I was trying to do.
Now,
Oops.
if you actually read some of those tablets at the beginning of the palace, at the beginning of the towns, it will tell you that this was wiped. It was wiped out due to a flood or something, or a tsunami or something, right?
Yeah, I forget the exact wordage, but it's gone.
So yeah, and if you try to go in the traditional way, it's blocked. So the way he went in is the intended way.
Mm-hmm.
But this is, I think, where the ROM hack takes a little bit of a different turn with things, and you will see why shortly.
Forgot about that. I usually
Little hint.
jump wide, and I did not. That's okay.
There was a little hint by the room pattern. You could tell something was up. It took a lot of people a while to get that right away.
Oh, shoot. So. Oh,
With Rose, they really want to share their Wi-Fi with you.
Mm-hmm. So, this is why we could not do this palace until now, even though we've had the boots for a bit. The old bot lava room is completely impassable without fairy. Go.
Magic key.
I want that. And I could. Oops.
Super jump.
Yeah. The safe strat is to just cast fairy again, and since the bots respawn in the same room, that's not that difficult. But I chose not to do that.
And you can get the zoomies again.
All right, there we go.
What? That was a jar?
That was the never jar.
But it's supposed to be never a jar.
Yeah. Well, strange thing happens sometimes.
Indeed.
I'm getting this so I get a life refill. I would normally get it anyway, but I was going to route it out since I don't really need experience too much. I'm still going to do this part because, hey, Blue IKs, how you doing? Get that 500 experiences up there and not fight them. It's a win-win. And skip that guy as well. That's usually a decision when I get here. Unfortunately, they've finally called my hand, and I can't really skip that one.
Nope.
So,
Wouldn't recommend it.
I could also kill that guy too, but I just chose not to. Alright. And again, we cannot quite leave yet. We have one more thing to get from this island. Oops. I don't know if anyone's ever downstabbed one of those from the top.
They don't work too well.
No. It's a nice cave. You remember these guys? They give too good of experience to dodge. And then we have this. And that's it for the P3 segment.
Now we got P4 left, right?
Yes. And if this goes the way we hope, this is going to be a lot of fun. Normally P4 in all keys run is kind of a really frustrating, annoying part because you constantly need to cast spells, so you have to die multiple times, and it's not so much challenging as it is annoying. And
P4 is a legit pain. I mean, no matter how you shape it, it's, you know, I think the only categories it's not is the ones all, you know, like the one I just did where you just got the boots and left. That makes it the best Palace 4 ever.
Yeah. So you could do this as the third palace, but I route it to this part so that I don't have to go through the maze. I just skip the maze. I also have dash and a whole lot of magic. And the magic key. Oops. So you're getting to see a lot of stuff that I'm not having to deal with. And I can do this because what I get from here isn't all that useful. So I'm not missing out on much.
No, I forgot, what's the item in this palace?
The cross is here.
Oh, yeah.
Which, because this is 100%, I do have to get it. Neutral jump. And again, right over those scary looking guys. And there's a lot of neat stuff. I'm gonna get a fireball to the face, that always happens. And I got stabbed in the behind.
That happens to me every time I run into caves blindly. I get fireballs to the face and stabbed in the behind. Happens to me every time in real life.
In real life?
Yes.
Yes. I guess I just don't go in a lot of caves in real life. But that is something that's unique about this. You will see the palace is actually a cave. This is not an actual palace. But at least that's the aesthetic to it, and the music is the cave music. Like, none of that has changed. Slide down here. I do not like this room. Do not like casting dash in this room. I do not like doing anything out of the ordinary, so that might actually be faster than I've ever done that part before because of it. And that's P4. That is it.
Now, there's one more palace we gotta go to, right?
Yes. We still got one more magic jar, so we have to do something.
Oh wait, there it is. Now, this got a lot of people playing this. You know, you think you're starting in the North Palace whenever you start the game. No. You're one tile in front of it. And a lot of seasoned Z2 players noticed the encounter manipulation was different. Leaving Palace 1, you're like, oh, did he change something in the AI? And that's what I thought, I'm sure others did too. But we didn't catch it. I mean, you need a 7th magic jar, and it's in the 7th palace that doesn't exist in vanilla, so this is a complete custom palace.
Oh, jerk. Jerky eyeball got me. I gotta be really careful about those mews. They hit, so you know what? Never mind. I don't want to die. We'll just ignore that guy for now.
I assume, will we be visiting a certain friend in this palace, or do we skip that friend?
He is actually required.
Okay, I thought so. I just wanted to be sure.
There we go. I usually... that's not ideal, but that's okay. I'll manage.
Yeah, it's not like you lose a lot of time if you die and go back to the start.
Exactly. This is the game over safe place. Although I don't think that's going to happen.
Nice jump.
Thank you.
I never even thought of that. 1000 XP.
Yes, this is, there's a hint about how to get here, and it talks about there being riches in this palace, and I believe that is what it's referring to. So, this is a nope room for me. No, I'm not going to try this.
I wonder why. Bots and raws over lava. Yeah, good call.
Ideally, I die. I take a death abuse in that room to get my magic refilled. And the flute.
Yep, that's where the flute is hidden.
Actually, I want that. Extremely nope room, absolutely. And just ignore that guy. Plunger, there you go. And we have another blue IK, which we will skip. I think there's still one or two more to go.
Now, if he was just doing any percent run, he could just go ahead and, he wouldn't have to do all this. But this is Hundo, and we're going to see a very special thing.
Yes, the skeleton helps us out there. That's another hint. Unless you're me in practice yesterday, when I cast Dash and hit him in the air and fell into the hole.
GG.
Yes, that is a thing you can do. I do not suggest it. Is this our last blue IK? I think it is. And, so we killed one blue IK in the run. And
we haven't seen a boss the whole run.
Nope.
No bosses at all, right?
No bosses so far. But now...
Oh, what's it?
Certainly sounds like we have one coming.
It is Derpy Skeleton Barba.
Oh gosh, I was flashing off the screen. This one's a little rough on the game's graphics, so it can flash out a little bit. I'm very careful about it. I don't try jackhammers or anything like that.
Now, the hint in the game, it tells you that the boss is still alive. So that's how you know there's a boss somewhere. So now we have met almost all the requirements for 100%. We just need one more thing.
Yep, and this is something that when you play the game casually, you'll notice right away, and some people spent a very long amount of time trying to get to the last town. But we can get there right now. I always feel like this song sounds especially appropriate at this part. So I haven't bothered learning a different encounter skip, so we're just going the same way I go through every single time.
If it's broke, don't fix it. I mean, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Go.
The way I see it.
Yeah. And again, I mentioned Fairy Feet is allowed in this category, but due to magic usage, I generally will not cast it. You could cast it there, and it probably saves a couple of seconds if you're good at it. I'm not necessarily good at it. Oops.
That's why we needed the flute. Good skip.
And now we get the little back door to this town over here. Good enemy spawns, and get rid of him. There's a few more eyeballs than normal in this palace. Or in this town, excuse me.
And if you don't have the cross, you can't see those.
Mm-hmm.
So you're getting 8 alive in a building, you're like, why?
So, I'm going to try my more aggressive strats here, but if it starts to look like it's not going to work, I'm going to back off. So if I eat it really quick, just know that I can do something else.
Valley of Death is still a pain no matter how you shape it up.
There we go. I don't really need beams, but I might as well go as safe as possible. She says as he's dashing through lava screens. Well, there we go. So that was my attempt at being reckless. Now I'm going to do a little bit more basic version of all this, because I want to actually finish. Well, except when I get the heavy encounters are actually a whole lot easier than the light ones when it comes to skipping them. I don't know if that holds true for vanilla, because I've always do spell casts to skip the enemies, but I don't have the option so much because spell is 60 at this magic level.
Oh, Max behaved for you. I'm jealous.
Yeah, he did all right. And, well, we had another death to take, so that should not be a problem. Yeah. Though, I was trying to not get hit, but it doesn't really matter. Or it shouldn't matter.
And if you notice, the palace is blocked by the River Devil sprite, so even if you found a way to get here to this point, you would still have to have the flute or plunger to get in.
Yes.
And we can do an up A here and get all of our lives back.
Notice there was no barrier. He drew a barrier on, but there was no actual barrier, so you could come here at any point. But
now, this palace is where the game sort of messes with you a bit.
I need that. I try to route one jar drop in to my magic usage. But yeah, the aesthetic here has changed a lot. The song has changed. I have dash, so I can move fast, which makes GP a lot more tolerable, to be honest, because it's very empty.
Yeah, that was one thing when I played through this casually. I didn't use dash that much, you know. I don't know why I didn't. And looking back at this, I was like, wow, I could have been done with that a lot quicker.
I'm just not good at skipping those raw heads, so I'm just gonna kill them. And we're just gonna let this guy out. Again, that's not the most optimal speed strat, but... Come on. There. Still hit me. That part,
nice.
at least. Actually find it easier to skip those guys with dash than otherwise. Oops. Ran right into it. Alright, I got a couple extra jars.
If you notice the path that he is taking, it's not the traditional path like as we went before in vanilla. You'll see why later.
And I messed that up.
Ooh. Ooh, that was like a coin flip whether you lived or not.
That's not the worst thing. Come on. I'm missing all the jumps today. The routing has me die in the next room normally for death abuse. Well, I got the one that counted.
Yeah, you definitely don't want... Scott Beagle is still there.
Yeah. And I cast the wrong spell. Shoot. This just feels stupid now. jumping really high. I am probably not going to cast Dash in this room now to conserve magic, because worst thing you can do with Spicy Chicken is let it push you back. Let's follow this guy. Come on. There we go. I don't want to get hit by that skull bubble. They're the worst thing about this, honestly. And I'll do this even though it's of questionable use. My Wall of Fire I like to cast in this room, except I'm not following it very well, so as you're seeing, it just looks like chaos. But, okay. Shoot. Okay, that death was pretty rough, so at this point I'm going to have to get a jar to finish up, but it's not like that's any more difficult than normal. That's one of the weaknesses of going in at Magic 5, is that I have no room to waste magic. Alright, good luck.
First try.
Like I said, no room to waste magic. I'm not even going to have Dash as an option. And, nope, for that guy.
Thunder Earth?
I'm just gonna kill you, maybe? Maybe not. Maybe I'm just gonna get past you. Okay, good. That was terrible. I should have taken the shot when I had the opportunity. But I got scared. Oh, here we go.
Dark Link coming up. Nope, you resurrected Ganon.
Ah, shoot. Alright, well.
Okay, what I'll explain why he's going back through here is, obviously, the Resurrect spell is, you have to bring, the ROM hack's called Resurrection and Ganon. Well, in order to beat him, you need to resurrect him to beat him. So that's what's going on there, but, one noticed, there was like a faint laughter when he went into that one room of Ganon. And what that was, if you would try to go into, I mean, not Ganon, before you fell in the pit, if you try to go in normal with the normal path, the game laughs at you and trolls you and sends you in another direction, and the way that he's doing it here is a way to cheese it in a sense, right?
Yeah, this is, as far as I know, the quickest way to get to Ganon, and unfortunately that did not work out, but and I don't really have, there's nothing really gained from dying that I can carry over. I have a chance to get to Magic 6, which would help a little bit. I don't know if I'll put any effort into that, because I'm not sure that'll help anything go faster. The problem was I took way too much damage on the screen before, so I only had 2 hits to give, and yeah, it just didn't do it. So
this is not a forgiving game, so I don't blame you at all on that.
The purpose of resurrecting Ganon, as I understand it, is that Link killed him. You know, he's dead, gone. However, Hyrule is completely fallen apart, and like literally everyone's dead because his spirit has corrupted everything. So what we have to do instead is, is get him, resurrect him, and then, you know, put the whammy on him. And then, okay, I'm just gonna do the jump there.
It's sort of like Dracula's Curse, you know, like in Castlevania 2, where, you know, his death sort of cursed the land and you had to bring him back to life to kill him. So it's almost like the same thing there.
And I'm doing a lot better the second time through.
Well, it's always easier the second time.
That sounds like what, the theme song to Step by Step?
Step by step. Oh, damn it, it's in my head now. Don't do that.
Alright, I'm still gonna be real baby about this part. We're gonna wait and see what the bot does, and then skip that bubble, because that bubble drains so much magic. I don't want anything to do with it. Alright, I'm gonna try this again, except not do it so badly, which is to... Oh, you know what? I have to put them in a certain spot and not have the things fly through it. See, that looked better. That still wasn't the optimal for that, so I'm disappointed despite the fact that it went well.
So for the laugh.
Yes. And there he is. There's Ganon letting us know. I think in this case it means we're actually going the right way.
Yep.
Hey, Retro Rem knows what I'm talking about. Whee! And up. Alright. The goal here is to just get through the screen, and then we'll let Ganon kill us a second time. So I still do have an extra turn. There we go.
Yeah, when I have a confession to make. When I first played this, I got here after dealing with that debacle of a palace, and I thought you had to cast it for him to spawn, and I casted Thunder right before Ganon spawned on screen. So, and that was on my last life, so I had to go through it again.
Yep, it's and it's a little bit tricky fighting him too, because if you notice where I'm stabbing, his hitbox hasn't changed. He's just shorter. All right, and so we will hit time.
Ready on time?
There we go.
Time.
And that is Resurrection of Ganon. Still managed to go under time despite 3 inadvertent game overs.
Well, it's like you said, you prepared and you did the right thing. I mean, you know, sometimes you have to take that higher estimate just in case, especially Zelda 2 game overs are so costly.
So yeah, instead of having Dark Link, you get a Ganon version of Thunderbird. And I'm going to let it sit here on the credits for a little bit because, again, this is a ROM hack, so it's made by the community, and there's the Zelda 2 community, so there's a lot of stuff that go on here, and it will save me from having to call all the people individually as well.
Sure, we named some of them earlier, but we definitely want to give people, you know, their, you know, credit due. GTM making it.
Yeah. So there it is. CF207, creator of the Z2 edit tool, I believe, maintains it.
BGT, Bank Blast 2.
Yes, he is. He also made some of the music for Winter Solstice, which is also excellent. GTM 604. You can, by the way, find this on romhacking.net if you would like. Sol R, like 777, 4 sevens. Who we got next? Eon and Sheepdog. Sheepdog, I see you in chat. I'll call you out. You were a playtester, correct? Scorpion Max and Trax. And what do we have here? Fishworks and Nintendo. I guess we should thank Nintendo for making the game. I did it.
You did it.
Yes. Go play my Dig Shake.
Yep. Zelda 2 Rando has the dash spell. Dig
Yes.
Shake that has made a great Zelda 2 Rando. Definitely check it out, y'all.
What
I'll
makes
let
this,
you close it. I'll let you close it out, my man.
yeah, what makes this interesting, I think, as a speedrun is the dash spell, because there's no speedrun that has that.